It's 10:32. Nope, that's not the time. It's the name of a London-based jazz pop trio featuring Kiwi singer-songwriter Bridget Walsh. They're set to tour New Zealand in March on the back of their brand new single, Coffee Shop Girl. Who is this coffee shop girl? Let's find out.
We've literally just shoved burgers in our face.
Oh, good.
Because we've been rehearsing this afternoon, and yeah, we just ran up the road to get some vegan burgers. Right. And yeah, stuff's pretty good. It's been a pretty wild week with the release. The release came out last week, and then obviously we're leaving for tour next week in like 6 days or something. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a mad time, but it's good.
All right. But now the release is Coffee Shop Girl, right?
That's it. Thank you.
All right. So, and you're a Kiwi, and Lyle, you're from where? Was it?
Yeah, I grew up in North London, so just moved across the river as far
London.
as I've gone.
Yeah, we have the North and South Island here.
Almost, it's basically
exactly. Very.
And we've got Rado as well. Rado's from Slovakia.
Okay, very good. So we got everything covered then. All righty. So tell me the story of the coffee shop girl. You were one once, right?
I was one once. I'd like to think that I can still be a girl in a coffee shop, but it's funny because people keep asking what the song is about. Obviously, it sounds like it's about a girl in a coffee shop, which in its essence, it kind of started off.
Yeah, it sparked for conversation.
Yeah, we went away for a writing week at the end of 2021, and somebody in the band had a crush on the girl at the local coffee shop, and so it had been like a dinner table conversation while we were hanging out, and then we were just kind of jamming on this riff that Lyle had written, and I was just, often when I'm writing lyrics or kind of writing melodies, I'll just kind of make up nonsense kind of phrases or words just to like fill in the space. And then I just started saying coffee shop girl. And obviously everyone cracked up because we knew that it was about this girl. And then it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because we, for ages, that was the only lyric in the tune. It was like pretty heavily instrumental and it just had that one lyric. And then I kind of made the decision, gosh, I don't know, was it like 6 months ago or something? I was like, I'm going to write a top line for this song. And then the next day we found out that we got funding from New Zealand On Air. So I was like, okay, well, that's a good sign that I should write some lyrics for this.
Right. So the real question on everyone's mind now is, did you manage to introduce yourself to the coffee shop girl?
Do you know what? Digby, our old bass player, it was him.
It was him. Okay.
It was him at the coffee shop, and he actually started dating someone else pretty soon after. So so as far as I know, that is left open-ended. The coffee shop girl enigma continues. Cool. We never met her. We didn't. No. Yeah. We don't know who this mythical girl is, but
and she doesn't know about the song.
But do you know we even had that conversation?
Yeah. She probably doesn't know about the song.
No. When we were concocting the song, we were like, yeah, we're going to release this song, and then you can like go into the cafe and tell this girl that like we wrote a song about her, and just kind of never eventuated.
Well, then you got a girlfriend, so
then you got a girlfriend.
Sort of fell apart.
So,
and you got quite a video attached to the thing. Tell me about the video and who made it, and whose idea it was, and all that stuff.
some artwork done for the record, but we also had this concept of what we wanted to do for the video, but it was the timeline was incongruent for us to be able to have the artwork for the single ready in time for, sorry, my dog is here at the studio as well.
That's all right. Bring him on.
There
you go.
Be involved. This is Eugene. He's the mascot, band mascot. Yeah, so then we kind of came up with this idea of like, okay, if we can look really good in this photo for the single cover and dress in a way that would transpose itself to animation, then we can kind of like plant the seed of the coffee shop vibe, and then kind of find the person that we wanted to work with to kind of create this alternate universe of us. So we started off in the coffee shop, obviously in real life, and then Dane Jacobs, who's an animator in Ototahi in Christchurch, and Lanny Booten, they both teamed up and did the animation. And we gave them a pretty free range. We kind of gave them like a mood board of like, I don't know, what were some words that we were throwing around?
Well, we sort of had some shows, Tuca and Bertie, Rick and Morty, Adventure Time, sort of style aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I suppose, like, even though the track started as being about this coffee shop girl, it was never really the point.
Yeah.
I think instantly it evolved into more of the idea of that feeling of possibility. You know, the morning started, you're getting caffeinated, and there's hope ahead. And maybe for Digby, it was a form of potential love interest.
Yeah, that's it.
But really, the track is about that feeling of potential. So even though we start in the coffee shop, instantly we're going to shoot out to space and go on an adventure.
That's it, exactly. Quite the adventure of, yeah, I guess just this sort of, we wanted what did we say? We wanted the music to kind of be the universe, I guess. We wanted the music to kind of speak for itself, and part of that was like, you know, we love collaborating and we love getting people's input on stuff, and part of that was kind of like, once we found the right artist, we kind of wanted to give them, you know, the space to be like, so what happens when you hear this music and this kind of concept? What is it that you want to come up with? So yeah, Dane and Lanny, they smashed it. And every time they'd send us like a new update, we were like, that's so amazing. Like when they send us the first picture of us.
Yeah, what did you think of your animated selves? That's got to be wild.
Oh my God. I was so enchanted. It was just so cool. And then, I don't know, Eugene is in the video as well. He makes a cameo as well. And when Dane sent me the picture of me with Eugene like has a microphone in his mouth, like a bone, and he hands it to me and I start singing. And honestly, I almost cried. I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It was so special. It was really cool. So, yeah, it's funny because we've never had the budget or the resource to like make a proper video before. It's always just been like kind of us trying to create something. So being able to sort of have that resource, shout out New Zealand on air, to be able to just see what a visual representation of your music can be. It's been pretty cool, and I think a lot of people have commented on the video.
Right. Now,
you know, like I think it's given it more legs.
No,
sorry.
No, Carrie. So, getting to the music though, there's kind of a jazz vibe going on throughout what you guys do. Are you jazz fans? Are you jazz musicians? Do you think what's your relationship with jazz?
What's your relationship with jazz, Lyle?
Well, yeah, speaking for myself, I'm definitely the jazz guy. So studied piano, and that's sort of been my obsession with going into music. And then I guess since leaving and just collaborating with different people, it's expanded from there. But yeah, definitely jazz is at my root.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess for the start of it, that piano riff, we just arrived at the studio and I was jamming that, and then everyone jumped in, and quite quickly we had what was for most of the song.
Yeah, it was quite
together.
Just a strong little motif that we just kind of looped around. I've got, I guess my background's more of like a hip hop kind of R&B background. However, I did just get accepted to do my master's in jazz here. So I may ask me in a year's time and I'll be like, wow, Marty, let's talk about the extension in this chord here and the blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that'll be exciting. Very good. All right. So speaking of collaborations, I see you did a little thing with Troy Kingy a little while ago called Seedling.
You is responsible for everything you do in this dying world. So to make a change, look into your heart, 'cause that's the only place to make a start. Oh,
if we wait until tomorrow, we'll be done. We'll be done for when tomorrow doesn't come.
I'm low-key in love with Troy Kingy. We've known about Troy for quite a while because a friend of mine runs his record label. And on our first New Zealand tour in 2018, we were having dinner, I think, with Matt. And Matt was like, oh, man, you guys, I got to get you in the studio with this artist, Troy. Like, he's writing these 10 records in 10 different styles. And I was just like, wow, the man sounds crazy. Like, what's he up to? That's amazing. And
that's not the only thing he's doing. You know, he's like acting. He's got like 1,000 kids, he's just doing everything.
And he's such a babe. He's such a babe. When I met him, I was just like, oh, hi, Troy, love you. But no, Matt had been sort of suggesting for quite a while that we should try and tee up with him. And Seedling was a tune that I actually started that one, I think. Yeah. I wrote that after the Extinction Rebellion occupations here in London, where they like shut down the city for like 2 weeks. And we had been to like visit one of the, was it Waterloo Bridge or London Bridge? London Bridge, was it? Waterloo Bridge. Yeah. And it just was like so powerful. And I'd gone home and I'd written sort of more of Seedling than what made it up onto the track. And the chorus is what sort of stuck. And then we sort of had it and it was like, oh, there's really space here for somebody to do something. You know, like it just had space that wanted more, like another kind of lyric or sort of contributor. And I was like, man, I wonder if this is the time to hit up Troy.
He's probably not doing anything, so why not?
Yeah, he's not busy. I'm sure he'll be fine. So I dropped him a message on Facebook and I kind of like sent him the stems. And I actually was back in New Zealand when he sent me the sort of demo. It was a video. It was just a video of the audio in his studio. Right. And I was sitting at Auckland Airport and honestly, I'm coming across as very emotional now, but I cried. I was just like, this is so amazing. Because it's happened to me once before also with another New Zealand artist, with Lawton Cora.
Oh, yeah.
I did a track for a band that called Kinetic that was like Shelton, Woolright, and Lawton and a friend of mine, Paul, was producing. And there was this one tune where I sort of did this guest vocal on. And it's just the moment where you hear your own voice and then like an iconic voice that you know really well sort of overlapping. It's like, oh, I'm a real singer. You know, it's like you hear these kind of, you can just hear your voice and sort of holding its own with someone else's. And so I had that with Lawton a few years ago and then it happened again with Troy. But with this one, I was way more excited because I was like, yeah, and this is like our tune, you know, and we know what we're going with this. So, yeah, Troy smashed it, man. He smashed it, like, in terms of just, obviously his voice is amazing and his musicality is amazing, but also like the essence of the tune. Right. Like his lyrics are really on point and all his backing vocals and stuff. Yeah. Troy's legend.
So now you're heading this way, right? Very soon. Coming to New Zealand?
We are. Yeah.
Next week.
Next week. Yep. On Tuesday we fly to Aotearoa and we've got we're only there for 3 weeks. We've got a pretty intense schedule of shows and sort of media stuff as well. Actually would like to talk to you about coming upstairs to play something with you as well.
Cool. But yep. We'll see what we can swing. Let's do. Let's talk.
Yeah. We'd love to. It's actually what's really exciting is our final show of tour we're headlining at the Tuning Fork in Auckland, which is really cool.
Yep.
Actually, Lyle played at last year.
With Emma Jean Thackeray. She just recently had a tour there.
Yeah, Lyle was back in New Zealand with Emma, and so I was like, Tuning Fork, yes.
Very good. So, what does your set consist of? Because you don't have a full album yet, right?
Yeah, we have an EP that came out 2021, and we had a single that came out a couple years before that, and then we were Coffee Shop Girl. But then when we went on this writing week, we came back with like 16 tunes or something. Yeah, it's just about having the money to record and produce them, right? We've got Coffee Shop Girl, the session where we tracked Coffee Shop Girl, we've got 4 other tunes from that session. We just haven't had the resource to put into post-production yet. But yeah, we got tunes, and also we got vibes, you know. Every time we sit down, it's kind of challenging sometimes to get through a rehearsal because we just start jamming and then it's like, oh shit, we're meant to run the set and we've written like 3 new songs.
I hate when that happens. Well, you could record while you're here in New Zealand. Might be cheaper.
Yeah.
About $1 probably go further here.
It's true. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna have time.
It's gonna be a tight one.
It's we have talked to Matt about it at AAA Records to see if there's a way of making it happen, but I just don't think we're gonna manage it this time.
I do have to ask you about you opened for 660 in London, is that right? What was that like?
Yeah. It was amazing. It was it was really surreal to be playing to a whole like packed out venue of New Zealanders and not be in New Zealand. Like, it was really weird, like to be able to just kind of drop te reo into my kind of banter, and it was obviously a really warm reception, which you get when you're with other Kiwi folks abroad. And yeah, the guys smashed it. Obviously, they're very tight, well-oiled machine, and it was really cool to have the opportunity. Really unexpected, and yeah, it was just, we were really stoked. We did it as a duo actually because Rado was he was on tour DJing, and so we had to kind of program a whole set with like electronic drums, which we'd never done before. Nice. And we had like the MPC, and then I had a keyboard, you had a keyboard and a synth. Yeah,
4 keyboards, I think.
Yeah.
Doing the bass.
That should cover
it. The drums.
Yeah, I personally have a phobia of having any laptops on stage. I've had trauma with that in the past going wrong.
They're going to crash, right? Of course.
And they do, and it's terrifying. Yeah, I mean, a friend of mine is in a really big band, and I was asking him what they do, and he's like, we have 6. We have 3 laptops that actually run the set, and then we have 3 backup laptops so that if anything goes wrong. I'm like, well, okay, but we're not going to have 6 laptops on stage.
That's backup for the backup.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. All righty. Well, this is all very exciting. Can't wait to see you guys when you get here. It's going to be fun. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really pumped. It feels like a good time to come home.
Because you missed all the bad weather, and last week was horrible here. We had the cyclone, earthquake, flood, you name it, man. It was like everything at once.
It's biblical.
Yeah, it was biblical.
It's biblical. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, is this like a sign that maybe we shouldn't come back to New Zealand right now? But
Nope. You got to wait it out, man.
That's it. I mean, our last tour got canceled. We were meant to come out in 2020, and that got canceled because of the pandemic. So, well, fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. All righty. Well, have yourselves a good evening there. We're going to get started with the day here. Thank you very much. We'll see you when you get here.
Thank you. All right. Take care. Bye, Maddie.